Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome multiple award-winning actress, choreographer, producer, and director, and former member of the President's Committee on the Arts and Humanities. Let's hear it for Debbie Allen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As a young girl growing up in Houston, Texas, my sister Felicia Rashad and I could not go downtown to a restaurant or a movie theater, take ballet class, because we were Black. The one place we could go, even though it was once a week, was to the museum. And there, my mother, Vivian Ayers, poet, and her dear friend, John Biggers, the incredible artist, would drop us off, and we would scamper through the halls and through the galleries, drinking that 10-cent cup of hot chocolate, pretending we were in the works of the great Renaissance artists or the Impressionist painters. But we saw no work like John Biggers on the walls. But by the time I was a somewhat successful young woman and took my first trip to Paris, I went straight to the Louvre. I wanted to see that incredible palace turned museum and gallery. And I left inspired, but not by the Mona Lisa, but by a painting, a 6-foot life-size painting of Ira Aldridge, the great Black actor, Shakespearean actor. So in 2003, when George W. Bush signed into legislation something that had been over 40 years of debate, that finally there would be, at his recommendation, on the Mall, the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. This was not just cause for celebration and pride, it was about legacy. It rose in 2016, and it is the history of America seen through the eyes of the African diaspora, from the Middle Passage through slavery, civil rights, to the Supreme Court, to Motown, to the Shonda Rhimes Family Gallery, where hangs the work, among many others, John Biggers. And it tells us the story of who America was, who she is, and who she is now still becoming in the making. So this is very personal to me to be here tonight, to represent the Themed Entertainment Association and presenting this highest honor of achievement to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture.
What we can see of this building, the towering glass, the artistry of the metalwork, is surely a sight to behold.
Today, a dream too long deferred is a dream no longer.
The galleries celebrate not only African American equality, but African American greatness.
We remember so all who encounter the museum will understand American history through an African American lens.
As long as there is the United States of America, now there will be a National Museum of African American History and Culture. See what a dream can do.
Accepting the Thea Award for Outstanding Achievement, please welcome Deirdre Cross and Brian Seiling from the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Let's go back, way on, way back when. I didn't Wow. Thank you so much for this wonderful honor, this wonderful experience, and this wonderful evening. It's just incredible. On behalf of Director Lonnie Bunch, Deputy Director Kinshasa Holman Conwell, and the entire staff of the National Museum of African American History and Culture, thank you for this most prestigious award. Those of us who were fortunate enough to work directly on this project are keenly aware of the efforts of those who came before us. For more than 100 years, starting in 1915, there has been an effort to create a place in the nation's capital to honor and celebrate African American contributions to the building and shaping of this great country. Committees were organized, campaigns were planned, Congress was petitioned, communities rallied, and money was raised that someday such a place would exist.
On September 24th, 2016, that day finally came with the opening of the National Museum of African American History and Culture on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. The timeliness and relevance of this museum can be seen daily on the faces of more than 3.4 million visitors who flowed through our doors, and in the more than 35,000 video recordings of thanks, thoughts, and personal stories collected since the museum opened just 18 months ago. Witnessing visitors engage with our exhibitions, programs, and with each other has been truly gratifying, a really wonderful, loving experience for all of us. As John Lewis so aptly stated in the intro video, see what a dream can do. Thank you very much.